in order to make sure that it works. Now they're already, of course, they're already doing that and already putting a lot of this technology in new cars. So you have the I don't know which brand it is, but they have the self-parking cars.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Basically, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's a of course it's much more care. It's much smaller than a self-driving car, but it's doing already some of the driving for the driver. Now the next step will be just like autopilot and auto steering, where the driver can basically take over or give control to the driver. And then little by little we will see that we will get into cars where there's no steering wheel at all anymore. I don't think that it will change really from day one to day from now to tomorrow, because
Yeah,
I don't trust
I
what I.
want, I wanted to know when those technology will going to be get into market, not available, get into market. I think 2 years or 3 years, right?
I don't know. I need to look much deeper, because this is just a glimpse for Monday morning. Uh, more in depth look at this technology and the impact is perhaps for future, because I also want to see, okay, which and decide with you, okay, which developments for you are most interesting to discuss in more in depth.
Yeah, because this is actually not innovation. This is very close to revolution,
Right.
and this kind of not taxi, okay, any kind of truck, transportation trucks, and driving everything, right?
Right.
But also, furthermore, I'm much more interested in drone, and in China, Shanghai, Beijing airspace is already accepted. Drone company going flying over there. It means they can deliver many product without man.
Right.
From any manufacturing location to the.
Amazon is doing it actually. So I will start to take some notes, because like drone is not something that I included.
Where they are doing in the States?
Yes.
It means what I'm talking about is they're going to like a kind of helicopter going to arrive and depart from the top floor of building, right?
No, actually, in this case, it's much the scene is much different. It's what you say, but it's actually in the countryside.
Yeah. But this is Chinese people. They are thinking about the city, inside city. So it means actually they are delivering the goods, everything by car or by mail. But in future, very very near future, it means I think this is within 1 year or so in Beijing, in Shanghai, the like Amazon type of company, they can deliver the product by building. If they have a top floor, is drone can arrive on.
What it needs is of course is close coordination, because how are you going to prevent the sky from being a complete traffic jam, and how are you going to regulate traffic, because in that case accidents are prone to happen. So how are these drones going to talk together?
Oh, this is I think the same system of telephone. They can use air, for traffic. Traffic is vertical traffic route, which how much meters high or vertical area will going to be used for drone, or some consider for the airplane or the helicopters or flying. So they need to consider for restriction.
But do you think they will
otherwise
will they be manned or will they be unmanned? Unmanned, exactly.
Yeah,
so that means that there needs to be a system in place where some kind of regulator is overseeing which object is flying where, at which altitude, and make these slots available to people. So there needs to be some kind of like a system where you can say, okay, I want to go from A to B. Uh, so I want to take this route. When can I go? And then there needs to be some kind of system that says, okay, well, it's free now. You need to arrive here within so many seconds and stay at this altitude, and then you can land at that time. Otherwise, it will be a mess.
Yeah, that's right. And this kind of control is available.
It's available.
And they can avoid hit each other, or they can keep time, and they can observe which location they can arrive in, or how we're going to release their goods, and they how try to protect people walking around there. Sort of things is available.
But it's going to be a very big investment. It's not something that you can easily do. This needs to be set up like the air control, like the regular airplanes. There are only a few airplanes that need to take care of, but this is going to be huge. Now, a lot of it may be able to be automated, but it needs to be. I think this will take more time before it becomes really
feasible. It means China can do it because government will do it. But also America can do that. It's a company, like a huge company will do that. And Chinese government will do that.
But I would actually assume that this is probably going to take place in Arizona and Alaska.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Those will be first because it's much easier to implement there than in Shanghai or in New York. Of course, the benefits there also will be bigger because there's more congestion. But take for example, mail delivery is very expensive because the mail rates tariffs to deliver mail are not different whether you deliver in New York or you deliver in somewhere in Bachichika in Alaska. So how can you make that more cost effective? I think that's a challenge for most distribution channels. So drones would be very, very useful to cut those costs and to make it much cheaper to actually include those remote areas into your network.
Why I ask you the question for this is available date, because every country in the world, their government are very concerned about those issues because of they need to consider for it's not the innovation. It is they're going to change the world. They change the society. So they are very concerned about when those technology will going to be available or are considered for implementing. Sort of things, very critical issues for them.
Yeah.
So I believe that many countries start to consider for the 2020, 2030, and China has already building up 2030 year strategy, and also America might be doing that. So this is I'm very concerned about that. Maybe Japan is very far behind because they are conservative.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. But when it comes to technology, of course, Japan is always running in the front. So they will see the opportunity. I don't know how fast they will be in implementing it, this kind of legislation into their own country. But they may be able to actually export the technology outside of the country and play a leading role if they play it smart. If they make open technology. If they can play nice with local industries, that would be great. But I also foresee with the current wave of protectionism, actually because there is so much legislation needed, it will be necessary for a very close collaboration between the national governments and the companies that provide this technology. So it's very well possible that we will not see a universal standard, but that we will see a very close collaboration with local industry and the government. So in order to stimulate that. So I don't know whether there will be immediately a leading player to launch this technology. this might be actually a country-to-country approach at first, before it can grow really mainstream.